This week's poem is by Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson was an American poet born in 1830. She lived alone for most of her life and cared for her parents. Although she wrote thousands of poems, many were not published until after her death in 1866. Can you imagine working really hard and making a lot of poems and then nothing really comes of it until you die? That'd be kind of a bummer, right? Uh, so we're going to be reading and analyzing If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one's life from aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin onto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. So, after reading a couple of your guys' responses, I found that you guys don't know what the meaning of vain is. So, vain. Vain there's a couple different ways that vain is written, and they mean a bunch of different things. But this one, vain, V-A-I-N, is meant useless, right? It has no result. So an example is a vain attempt to tidying up the room. So that means that they didn't really put much into it. And a fainting, that means, like you fall down, you faint, you black out. And a robin is a bird. Okay, so you guys should have read this poem. And how does the poem make you feel? It can make you feel anything. It can make you feel sad. It can make you feel inspirational. It can make you feel like, you're bored. I don't care. So honestly, the answer doesn't matter what you put down. It's just how do you feel about it? Now, to me, the poem kind of makes me feel sad. And then what did the poem make you think? What did you think about when you read the poem? To me, the poem made me think about heartbreak or someone in pain, right? So what word choices bring the poet's view to life? What do we think? If I can stop one heart from breaking, that kind of makes me picture like somebody just trying to stop somebody from doing something. If I can ease one life from aching, when you ease something, like, it's something's already happening or you're slowly like helping it down. Like, so if somebody who maybe has a sore back, they ease themselves into a chair, right? You don't just do it really quickly. You kind of like slowly kind of help cool one's pain. Cool, right? Not just like, hey man, you're totally cool, but cool means like to ease, to soften, to like help the pain. So like imagine having a sunburn and you put aloe on it and it cools the pain. So you can imagine these things. Help one fainting robin. So you can imagine a bird fainting and then somebody helping that bird off the floor and put it back into its nest. Okay, so after that, you guys should have done your second read, and now we're going to analyze the mood of the poem. So what do you think the mood is? Is it happy, sad, inspirational, mad? I mean, the mood of the poem is supposed to be inspirational. And we need to find 3 pieces of evidence from the poem to support your answer. So, I shall not live in vain. So that's kind of inspirational. Like, I'm not going to live a life about nothing. Inspirational. Helping one fainting robin onto his nest again, right? You're not just letting the birds sit on the floor, you're picking them up, putting them back in its home so it doesn't get hurt. If I could stop one heart from breaking, right? That's inspirational. You don't want somebody to be in pain. So you're going to go out and you're going to do whatever it takes to make them not in pain. So, do you think this... Nope, never mind. We'll just skip that. Okay, now we should... Actually, no, let's think about this. How well does the poem communicate its main message? Well, what do you think? Does it communicate it very well? Or does it not? I think it just depends on how you read it. To me, at first glance, it doesn't seem very inspirational. But when you read it again and really analyze it, it starts to feel a little inspirational. So maybe yes and no. But it's your opinion. What do you think? Why do you think that way? You can't just say, yeah, it's inspirational, or no, it's not, without having some background information. Okay, third reading. You guys should have read it again. So the message of the poem is what? What do you think the message is? Personally, now that I've been rereading it a couple of times, and it's inspirational, and we know that the author doesn't want to live their life in vain, and just about every line is about helping somebody or something, or the message of the poem is that helping others gives meaning to our lives. So it means that, like, when we help other people or creatures, we feel better. We're not just living a blah life. We're not all about ourselves. We're about helping others. And we're supposed to be filling, I know this doesn't look like what I sent you, because it doesn't translate well to YouTube, or my Google Slides. This isn't even what it looks like on the handout. I just had to change some stuff around so that you guys could be able to interact with it, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to fill in the blank quote-unquote box, because there's no box, with what you think the message line is. Okay, so the first box, it says, I should not live in vain, and then if you remember, on the other side it says message, but that doesn't really work out here, so we're going to start here. I can stop one heart from breaking. What do you think the message is? So I think it means that the author, she can prevent one person from pain, then her life will have meaning. I can ease one life the aching. If she can help one person from feeling less pain, then her life will not be wasted. Or I can cool one pain. Relieve the pain, if I think of what the message is. Or help one fainting robin onto his nest. If she can help someone or something back to safety. So think about it, right? If a bird is out of its nest on the floor, is it safe? Is it safe from a cat or a human from accidentally stepping on it, or a car? No. So if you're helping a bird back into its nest, you're putting it back, you're putting it in safety. Now that I think about it and reading this poem and then understanding that Miss Dickinson lived her life alone and helped her parents throughout most of her life, this is basically a poem about how, her life isn't wasted because she's helping her family. Something to think about, especially during these trying times. Okay, so what's the message of this poem? What you could do is you go back into everything that you've written down and then you kind of come up with a paragraph. You know, not like 5 paragraphs or like 220 pages, just 4 sentences about what you think the message of the poem is. Okay, so this is what I wrote. In my opinion, I think Emily Dickinson's poem is about helping others out and how it gives positive meaning to her life. For example, she writes, "Or if I can help one robin onto his nest, I shall have not lived in vain." This line lets the readers know that helping another person or creature helps her feel like she's bringing lights and happiness into the world. Okay, I hope you like this poem. Um, I did. And yep. Okay, hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day.